Or it seemed like you guys, especially offensively, were on a good roll in that second quarter, and even at the start of the third, I think you were up 8 maybe, and then it just seemed to kind of flip the other way. Why do you think the pendulum swung so much, and that you guys also couldn't retake that momentum?
Yeah, I think the third quarter, we got a couple fast breaks, a couple easy buckets, and I think for any team that'll get them in a rhythm. And we got outscored in the third, 30-16. That's a tough deficit to come back from. I think first half especially, we did a good job moving the ball, getting a lot of the right shots, and then from there, we were trying to fight back, but I think we gave up too much in that little stretch, mid to late third.
Charles talked about how he felt that some stuff from the second quarter bled into the third quarter. How can you guys clean that up going forward?
Yeah, I think defensively, it's communication, uh, on-ball defense. But I think it's really just communication and getting into the ball, guarding, knowing guys' tendencies. I think that sort of stuff more than anything.
These guys have beat you 4 times this year. What do you think has been the reason why you couldn't find a way to beat these guys once so far?
I think we just have lapses. I think in each game there's a point in the game where there's a lapse, whether if it's early, whether if it's late, middle of the game, whatever. And I think um, when those happen, we didn't, bounce back from them like we should have.
And then for you, this is, I think, your third straight double-double. Just what kind of rhythm are you getting into now after kind of get back in the swing things after the trade, everything else?
Yeah, I think just regaining familiarity with the guys. Obviously, the lack of continuity is always a little tough, but I think just being out there, getting into a rhythm, it always makes it a little bit easier every time you're out there.
You all had a really good first quarter, and all five starters finished it with double digits. But what is one adjustment you think the team needs to make to close out games stronger?
I think just staying true to the game plan for the full course of 48 minutes. I don't think, um, I don't think, in a certain way. Like, I think we all believe that we could win. We all did a lot of good things throughout the game. I think it's just a matter of sustaining it for the full game. Obviously, we showed a lot of good things on both sides of the ball, but I think we just have to do it for longer and do it enough to win.
Mark, you mentioned lapses as a reason why this keeps happening. You're not a young player in this league, but you're also a cornerstone of this team. So whose shoulders does this fall on to make sure the other players can kind of snap into that mode and get out of those lapses?
Um, I think it's everybody. I think it's a collective effort. It's all five of the guys on the court together. It's the bench, being supportive. I think it's everybody. I wouldn't say it's one person that needs to be, that guy per se. I think it's just a matter of all five of us being on the court, being connected, offensively moving the ball, getting the right shots, and then defensively just, moving as one, talking, forcing a lot of tough shots.
Can you talk about the second chance points Washington was able to get a lot of those times you were able to get to the ball? It seems like Julian Champagny was able to kind of take away some of those, allow multiple possessions for the Wizards. You talk about communication and stuff like that. How does that play into the defensive side and rebounding as well?
Um, yeah, I think that's just, knowing which guys are crashing. Uh, yeah, he had three. I think probably a couple more deflections, keeping the ball alive. I think it's just a matter of knowing who's crashing, who's not, getting hits, and just, finding a way to get the ball at the end of the day.
You guys brought Malachi Flynn on board. Just wondering what you saw from him tonight and just what can he bring to this team, do you think?
Yeah, his minutes, he was great. Facilitating, couple assists. Great job on defense. So, I'm excited, for him to be here, and I think he'll make the most of his opportunity.